Children's Project. Welcome back to another year of making a difference and helping take another step closer to a cure. First, I would like to thank our hosts, Billy and Sherry Domatravitz, for having us all here today. Billy's coming in slowly to take a bow. This year, we would like to thank the following sponsors: Fairfield County Bank, back for their second year. Phil and Jerry Electrical Contracting, also back for their second year. Class 2 2016 of the Rockland County Police Academy. Westchester Turf Supply for their first year joining us. JP McHale Pest Management back for their second year. The Brothers That Do Gutters for their first year joining us. John Paulding Engine Company, where Brian is an honorary fireman. Eastern Land Management back for their second year. And St. Joseph's Regional High School back for their second year. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Planning a golf outing is no easy task. Last year we planned and executed the first annual Hope for Brian golf outing in roughly 2 months, if even that long. We dodged a hurricane, and thanks to all of Brian's amazing buddies, all of you, we raised over $22,000. It's unbelievable. Since we have some new friends here today, just a brief recap. The AT Children's Project is a nonprofit organization that uses roughly 86 cents of every dollar donated to fund the much-needed research and clinical trials to find treatment and hopefully a cure for ataxia-telangiectasia. AT is a rare disease that combines the worst symptoms of muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy, cystic fibrosis, immune deficiencies, and oftentimes cancers like lymphoma and leukemia. AT children generally become wheelchair-bound by the age of 9 or 10 because AT causes degeneration of the cerebellum, which is the part of the brain that controls your movement and speech. There are roughly 1,000 children suffering from AT worldwide, about 300 to 400 here in the United States, including our son Brian, who we are here to honor today. AT is an orphan disease, which means that the government and pharmaceutical companies don't feel investing in it will have a big enough impact. However, they could not be more wrong. Because AT is a multi-system disease, scientists believe that AT research can help more prevalent diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, AIDS, and even cancer. Because of this orphan status, it is up to the families, their friends, and communities to work together to raise money and fund the hope. Some exciting and promising research has been going on, and it is a direct impact of the funds that we have raised together for the AT Children's Project. The biggest excitement of the year is the Global AT Family Data Platform, which you might see some cards for on your table. It has launched. This website will allow scientists and researchers to have access to medical data on each AT child that registers. Also, each registered AT child will have their full genome of blood work sequenced and loaded into the data platform to give the scientists and researchers first-hand information about AT. To date, 100 people with AT have submitted their medical information on the platform, including Brian. 58 of those have already submitted their samples for whole genome sequencing, including Brian. 24 of those samples have been fully sequenced, including Brian's. The Broad Institute at MIT and Harvard are now doing what's called variant calling to make sure that the data matches and looks good. They will shortly sequence the rest of the samples after that, and the researchers will have access to this data in the next month. The AT Children's Project will continue recruiting families to participate. This weekend, it will launch in Canada and the UK within the next few weeks, and all the other countries shortly after that. This data platform is huge. It will allow researchers and scientists to compare how AT is different in every child and help them figure out why. They will be able to closely analyze the mutations from all over the world. This is crucial in finding treatment because AT manifests so differently in each child. As a matter of fact, in the past year, a 42-year-old woman has been found in the United Kingdom who has 2 mutations in her ATM gene, but she's doing well. She has children, she had previously held a job, she is now feeling the effects of the disease. Her body holds some very interesting keys to understanding more. In the past year, your monies have also been used for several other studies. The AT Clinic at Johns Hopkins continues to help AT families with treatment, evaluations, and consultations. Gene therapy is still being investigated to restore function to AT proteins, and this is all due to all of us working together to find the cure. Due to the hard work of AT families and their communities fundraising for research, the median age of death of a child with AT has now been changed from 16 years old to 24 years old. But let's be clear, the quality of this extended life is quite frankly horrible. In the words of Renate Klein, who lost her battle with AT and cancer this year, AT is like a thief, stealing the childhood from these children and making them accept the incredibly awful, that their lives are never going to get any easier. We had the pleasure of attending an event where Renate was a speaker, and her words had cut right through me. I look at Brian so happy and so carefree, smiling all the time, and I still can't and don't want to see what is to come. We interrupt his daily routines to take him for blood work and doctor's appointments. Simple colds take days and weeks to go away. Unfortunately, this year we introduced a walker and a wheelchair stroller into his life. We want him to run and jump and play without getting tired, but we walk a fine line between encouraging him to do those things and balancing it with rest so he isn't exhausted. Sometimes we have to turn down and cancel play dates because he is too tired or has a migraine from being exhausted. Brian now notices and gets upset or frustrated when people can't understand his slurred speech. My heart breaks when I watch him explain to other children why he's wearing a wristband to catch his drips. He is 5. A 5-year-old should not carry these burdens. We do not want AT in his life. We want him to have a promising and healthy future. Every milestone that we wholeheartedly celebrate, like birthdays and the first day of kindergarten, they're amazing, but in the back of my mind, I know that it is one step closer to what is to come, and I feel that black cloud looming over us. I don't want a medically researched timeline of my child's lifespan, but the reality is that there is one. And the only way that we can write a brave new ending for the horror story that this diagnosis has given us is to fund the research and find the hope. We focus on living every day with hope. In sum, what we have learned and researched over the past 2 years is that AT is a combination of many horrors. We all know there is no treatment, and we all know there is no cure, but that is for now. So we press on with you by our sides, and we hope for change and progress. Thank you for coming today and helping us move the research forward. We have hope, and we are determined to keep our handsome and happy boy smiling. Too many kids with AT are being lost each year. 3 in the past 2 weeks, in fact. These kids deserve brighter futures without ataxia-telangiectasia. Thank you, Brian's buddies.